Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, the big election news today is that the FBI has said they are going to be reopening the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, citing recent developments. Some officials saying that these emails are numbering up into the thousands. Now, obviously, we don't know what type of information is contained in these emails, but this really isn't the greatest October surprise for Hillary Clinton about 10 days out from the election. Margaret Howell and Owen Schroyer join me now. So what are you seeing the media reporting? I saw Hillary Clinton was kind of responding to these accusations and demanding they release them.
Well, it's almost a November surprise with how late this came in the election cycle. And Hillary was campaigning for today in Iowa, and she didn't mention this at all during her speeches in Iowa. Shocking. Somehow she didn't know. She claims that she was campaigning. She had no idea what was going on. Then she lied again and said that she couldn't check the news on the airplane because it didn't have Wi-Fi. There's a nice little Wi-Fi logo right there on the door of the airplane. Sorry, Hillary, we caught you red-handed.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, during this entire time, she's been trying to tell her supporters and the public and everyone who would listen that she was never under an FBI investigation. There was no active investigation going. They only spoke to me one time. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try and spin this now.
You know, we've covered here on Infowars basically every day, in case you've missed it, the Clinton email scandal. It looks like it's caught up with her. My question is, though, you know, Weiner, the FBI was investigating him for months, and this originated from a BlackBerry that Anthony Weiner was using supposedly to text nude pics to a minor. And they were monitoring it, and they noticed that Huma Abedin, Clinton's assistant, was actually using it. And that's where this originated from. But my question is, you know, they've been sitting on this for months. What's underneath it? There seems to be something underhanded. I wouldn't be surprised if this is coming out of the Obama administration to do something very seedy and sinister here, because this is information that they would have already had for the past 11 months. He's been under investigation. You don't just suddenly discover this kind of stuff 10 days before an election. There seems to be a bigger plot line going on here, and I don't want us to miss it. But yes, we all know she's a criminal. Of course she's a criminal. The woman's going down. To hear Carl Bernstein today, actually, you know, one of Clinton's most famous supporters say, you know what, this is a bombshell. It's potentially fatal. No kidding, sir. But the bigger plot line for me here is what's going on behind the scenes, and is this an attempt for the president to stay in power?
See, I think that there is something behind the scenes, but I don't think it's that. I think what we're seeing here is this is one of two things. Either this is a smokescreen from the FBI where they're going to try to divert and distract. They're going to puff up all the smoke, Hillary Clinton email scandal again, when they know, just like they did before, there's not going to be any indictment. They're not going to find anything in this investigation. And when the smoke clears, Hillary Clinton will walk scot-free. But all of a sudden, magically, WikiLeaks will be discredited. That's what I think this might be. Or, on the other hand, what we're seeing is Donald Trump is already the president of the United States. The FBI has realized it. James Comey has realized it. So he's sitting here saying, okay, if Trump's going to be president and I want a job on the other side of this election, I better actually do something about this email scandal. I better actually investigate Hillary Clinton, because Trump's going to be president, and if I'm not doing my job, I'm not going to have one.
He knows that his neck is on the line. We've covered this. Alex covered the McCabe scandal, where the deputy director of the FBI, Terry McAuliffe, who's been in Clinton's pocket for a very long time, gave this substantial amount of money to the wife of an FBI director, you know, very suspiciously within 2 months of her investigation. And the buy-off wasn't successful. And we've covered this. We've uncovered these stories. And I'm with you on that. In my opinion, Trump will become president. We look at these polls. There's just no way this isn't happening. But the larger plot line, there's something else going on here that the mainstream media just isn't covering. And it's up to us to get to the bottom line of this. We've been doing this all day long. And the best that I've got right now is that there is a larger plot line. And in my opinion, it's the administration. But it could also be Comey trying to cover his own tail in the event that he's also taken down with Clinton.
Or discredit WikiLeaks.
Right. And I mean, just the level of corruption within this administration is just, it's insane to me. You know, we saw today the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, pled the fifth, essentially, because she didn't want to respond about those Iran ransom payments. This is basically our top law enforcement official in our country pleading the fifth because she doesn't want to indict herself. But then also we now see here with Cheryl Mills, this is the chief of staff using a personal email for State Department business.
Numerous.
So numerous personal devices. So they're all guilty of this. no wonder they're trying to get Hillary Clinton off, because imagine all of the other people that could be taken down with her for doing this exact same thing. And even the people, as we were learning from WikiLeaks, within her campaign are saying, why the heck would they do this? Obviously, they were trying to get away with something. So in their inner circle, they're saying exactly what we all know out here, but the FBI and others are trying to make this seem like there's no big deal, no fire here.
Well, and think about this. You mentioned the corruption in this administration. How did they allegedly find these new emails investigating a former Democratic congressman who's apparently sexting a 15-year-old girl? I mean, these are the people we're dealing with.
Seriously, isn't that ironic, though, that this centers around another sex scandal for the Democrats? It's like, how many do we have to go through? I mean, thinking about Anthony Weiner and sexy nude pics, it makes you want to vomit in your mouth. Poor FBI agent who had to look at those text messages. First of all, my hat's off to you, whomever you are. But the bottom line is that there is a criminal indictable offense here. We've always known that. We've always known this woman belongs in prison for so many reasons. This is like one of a billion, frankly.
But they're sharing their device. So this, I mean, this is Huma Abedin and her husband, which, I mean, crazy that you're sexting a 15-year-old with a phone that you share with your wife who's working with Hillary Clinton.
So what
totally
does that
crazy.
say?
But yeah, exactly. Here you have Huma Abedin sharing this phone that she's using to speak with her boss, like one of the top diplomats in our country.
But how about this, though? And so they're investigating this again, right? They're going to reopen into Hillary Clinton again, and they're talking about, you know, national security maybe at stake here. Well, wait a second. Hillary Clinton is the one using a private server with classified documents. If national security was the issue before, why wasn't something done? Why was there no indictment before? Why all of a sudden is it an issue? So I don't know. We don't know what they found. But here's another interesting question. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. So the FBI is now going to, I suppose, look back into the Clinton email scandal. I guess they're actually being forced to address what WikiLeaks is doing, but still nothing on Project Veritas?
Seriously.
I can't get anything on the FBI investigating into Project Veritas and the videos that they captured?
If this doesn't destroy your faith in the FBI, you know, we thought they were inept and corrupt based on how they handled Hillary Clinton. The only thing James Comey can do is send a letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee saying we've reopened an investigation. Get with the times here, sir. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing to me. It makes me sick. But at the same time, you know, this is good news. We don't need to forget this, that they are actually indicted, unless it's a ploy for Obama to actually sort of maintain his position. That would be the only way this wouldn't be very good news.
Absolutely. People are calling to drain the swamp, and we really, truly do need to. Kind of going back to Project Veritas, I feel like a lot of those people who were victims of those violent protesters might have a case here now that we've seen that it was revealed that they were actually shipped in with that purpose. Bust in to get violent, to provoke people, knowing that they would flip, knowing that bad things, that was the intention, to draw blood.
But still nothing from the FBI on that, and this is a violent matter we're talking about here. And to go back to what you said a second ago, Margaret, how this is good news, Donald Trump was speaking today, and I think based on his speech,
New Hampshire.
Based on his speech, I think he agrees with you. This was the first time I ever heard him kind of, you know, talking about the FBI investigation as a positive. Right. It was the first time I've ever heard him say that. He looked like, oh, wow, maybe the FBI is actually finding some integrity again. So that's how Donald Trump at least appeared to feel about it when he was speaking today.
But isn't it amazing how there's scandal after scandal with actual legitimate layers of corruption that for whatever reason they continue to sweep away with Hillary Clinton, and then the only thing that they can pull out with Donald Trump are these, you know, Saul Alinsky allegations of just attacking people with things that they now have to defend that probably aren't even true, but it doesn't matter because where there's smoke, there's fire. That's how most people feel. It's crazy to me, the level of corruption that we are being asked to overlook and elect this woman.
They don't want you listening to this to be able to, they're saying that you're not intellectual enough to understand it. You are. This is very simple stuff. This woman violated the federal law. What she did was a felony repeatedly for about 18 months solid. Everybody knows that at the FBI. Everybody that's helped her, aided her, and abetted her knows that. And now is the day of reckoning, finally, with an inquiry, it looks like. But the underlying motivation behind it isn't clear yet, but it will be soon. We're going to bring this to you guys as soon as we have it, for sure.
It did feel like today was a big hit to the Clinton campaign. I don't know why, but it really felt that way to me.
Yeah, I was kind of changes in the air. Well, thank you guys so much. And thank you all for tuning in to the show tonight. We will see you here again Monday, Halloween.
In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries in the area of health. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. DNA Force is one of the most expensive formulas to produce. Some of the ingredients in DNA Force are $12,000 a kilogram. We are using the coveted, patented, only American source of PQQ, CoQ10, and more. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? Well, we're bringing you a total win-win. The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. We have produced a limited run of DNA Force, and it will take up to 12 weeks to produce more once we sell out. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.